Radiant team ban. EG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Warlock.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I speak for the trees.
EG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Riki.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah.
EG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. EG's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Spirit Breaker.
EG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Crystal Maiden.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Terror Blade.
EG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. EG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Spectre.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Storm Spirit!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Absolutely right. Final game, as he said, we want excitement. We're going to get excitement. There's a Storm Spirit. There's a Queen of Pain. We've got two mids. They're going to be looking for the big plays. We've got some big kind of late game potential safe laners. The Spectre, the Terrorblade. As we heard on the panel, they were a little doubtful on EG's lineup. They did favor what Faceless had. Do you agree, or do you feel that they're missing out something that the EG have in mind?
It's always very volatile, this Spectre pick. Can get punished along lane, but if you can get away with it, can reap the rewards at the same time. So Faceless have tools to try and shut it down. Some very aggressive laning potential from a Nature's Prophet. The Spirit Breaker, Warlock can be a very strong laning hero. So maybe tough for Arteezy. He's going to have to pick and choose where he looks to lane. It seems like he wants to go off lane. Perhaps thinking that he can dodge a tough lane like a Nature's Prophet plus Warlock. Even just a Nature's Prophet alone can be quite troublesome to deal with. So that it's going to be like an aggro tri-lane from EG, so to speak. But Faceless maybe wary of this. Like, it seems unclear where either team's going with their lanes. ISS actually is going to be geared up to go bottom now.
And I guess what that you feel is the lane matchup that EG want?
This is what EG want, yes. They want the Spectre plus CM against the Nature's Prophet. It's not necessarily a disaster for Faceless. I don't think EG wins the lanes because of that, but they don't want Spectre against like an aggro tri-lane. Warlock plus a Metamorph TB plus Spirit Breaker is a big problem for Spectre to farm against. But Faceless, another swap. ISS now heading top.
With
Musical lanes.
Down. Yeah, they saw Arteezy down there, so
yep.
Absolutely. Just making sure that they get the lanes that they want, Faceless. Saw a sentry drop there. Just out of range of the observer of Faceless, so they've got that vision down there.
Yep. EG did get 3 runes, but No, those banner runes are a bit overrated. They're 100 gold. It's nice, but it's not like a game changer by any means. Doesn't mean Ortiz gets a poor man shield at level 1. When there's harass coming in, that can make a bit of a difference.
So this mid lane matchup as well, Jabs, Storm versus Sumail, Queen of Pain. I mean, I imagine this is a lane where Sumail should have the edge, right?
Sumail, you know, you gotta back the boy in a 1v1, and it's a 1v1 where, yeah, Queen of Pain does do very well at early levels. The Shadow Strike harass is something very easy to get onto a Storm Spirit with his smaller range. So yes, backing Sumail here, and mechanically is a scary player to go up against for any mid laner.
Jabs, yeah. Getting harassed back. Well, getting some early pressure in on the tower. Be a charge onto Sumail. Does have that blink.
Trying to secure some last hits for his Storm.
Yeah. Just to harass him back. And it's going to be interesting to see how much XY can get done in these early stages in the Breaker. A hero that we don't see too much. Some of the Faces have picked up in the past in certain situations. And certainly heroes that it does have a good answer for.
Oh, Courier! XY's got the slow.
Is he going to get the slide?
Not quite enough.
Yeah, not quite enough damage.
Got level 2 though. It's a bit of a jerk move, but at the same time it's also necessary. He leeches a ton of the Storm's XP, but the end result is he's level 2, and level 2 Spirit Breaker is a completely different hero from level 1 Spirit Breaker, so life is going to be a lot more enjoyable for XY. As a result, is he still looking for this Courier? No, he's just going for a bounty rune. The Courier's actually tucked in the trees at mid, interestingly enough, but unlikely that he wary of this.
Lanes at the moment. The mid lane, CS even. Down towards the bottom, looking at obviously this lane where we have both position 1s going head to head in terms of farm. TZ with a slight lead thanks to that early bit of backup, but he's actually being left on his own now. As the supports of EG, Zai and Crit looking elsewhere. Zai trying to help Sumail out a little bit in return after XY was putting that pressure on early in the mid lane.
You know, he's learned from Sumail at the DAC All-Star match. Offlane Spectre won the international team the match. You know, it's a game-winning strategy. I think Sumail had a fantastic start that game, if I remember correctly. So, you know, it's all according to plan.
Getting the solo XP, it's pretty nice. You know, if you could get a good timing on that 6, an early horn. With especially heroes like the Queen of Pain on the map, can certainly result in a kill.
Yep. Yeah, it seems fairly quiet for now. The aggression's going to come out of Ice and the Nature's Prophet. He's going to be the one who can TP around, tip the balance of these lanes in his team's favor with a surprise appearance. Whether that's going to be like a TP towards mid, bottom, we'll have to wait and see, or perhaps even we see supports rotate towards top, but Storm is just getting constantly bullied. Even back in the jungle now, just does not want to lane against this Queen of Pain with the 2 points in Shadow Strike.
XY with a charge onto Zai, but no further follow-up being looked for. Just forcing that Ricky back and trying to open up a bit more space yet again for the Nature's Prophet. Ice, continue to farm.
Greed is the name of the game so far, and it has been. Like, it's been a jokingly called the Midas Major, you know. It's a lot of farm going on. We're seeing split push coming back in. We're seeing teams looking just to play in much greedier fashion, and that's no different so far with this game. A kind of abandoned mid lane, but that's kind of all Jabs can do. He just has no way of laning against this Sumail Queen of Pain. 2 points in Shadow Strike, enough to scare him out of the lane. Does TP back in now with full HP and some Spirit Breaker support, but he's going to quickly get pushed out.
Charge onto Sumail, making sure that Sumail doesn't have any thoughts of going in aggressive. He's got the bash. Is it going to be enough? Not quite.
There was an uphill miss.
There was as well. That would have brought Sumail down very low. XY actually got the haste, and again with another bash. Oh, XY gets the first blood, and he's going to get himself back out to safety, no problem at all.
Not sure if Sumail perhaps didn't see the haste rune because the charge is misleading. You don't realize, you don't know his movement speed when he's charging in. You don't realize he has a haste, so I think that haste actually caught him by surprise.
Look at these TPs down bottom. EG looking to punish this aggressive push from Faceless onto Black straight away. They'll bring down the Terrorblade. They'll look towards Ice as well. He'll try for the TP out. Is he going to make it? Oh, he just does. The damage not quite there from EG to bring down a second, but at the least they do get Black on his Terrorblade.
With the Ice showing up, so not quite the result Faceless were hoping for. Gives Universe some alone time up top. And go just for the early Arcane boots, it looks like. No greed from him, no Midases. Arcane's into Blink, a much more standard build from the G offlaner. see what the plan is for Faceless. Metamorphosis down. They don't really have any ability to further pressure this tower. Good defense coming out from EG down there.
Pressure onto Samel. They're going to make another attempt. Are we going to see the RNG pull through again? That's the question. Look at the bash there. Zai. To come in with a bit of a counter reaction, and with crit, they will punish the Storm Spirit. So, securing Samel the kills here in this mid lane.
They got dust.
Yeah, X-White. Near the bash. There you go. Absolutely bang on cue. That's why we'll find something again.
Ice. Not quite level 6. That's going to be the probably big level, one of the big levels for Faceless. Able to just throw that in globally. Top the team out. Nice little like boost in damage. Another charge coming in. XY is really amping it up here in the early game.
See if we can get away with this. Has to be careful. There's a bit of a reaction coming from EG Zai, and of course ready to move over. Back himself away. 2 at the moment, 6 minutes in. Farm are pretty even on the board. Slight edge in terms of CS for the cause of Faceless. Having just a little bit of a better time in the lanes. Very, very close in these early stages between both sides.
Dire's middle tower.
Get a quick D ward on a fresh observer ward from Zai on that cliff, so they maintain some good vision control. As on the Ricky, and the next charge coming in bottom lane. Sonic Wave gang. Black goes down. He's on the receiving of this.
Gosh. Beautiful ultimate there, and they're going to get Sumail as well.
Great charge, given the vision they needed. There was no way for Sumail to juke it, and ISS rocks up. He doesn't even have like the phase boots. He's just happy with the magic wand, brown boots, rushing a Midas, getting involved early on, and that's a big couple of kills going his way. Skyrockets him to the top of the net worth charts.
They can get this tier 1 as well. That's going to be perfect for this Midas timing.
Yeah, so while Black's died a couple of times, I mean, I think the overall trade-off with how well Jabs is doing in the Storm, as well as the Nature's propagating those kills, and Queen of Pain dying, big picture-wise, yeah, it's going well. And immediately he respawns Metamorphosis. It was still up, so it allows him to pressure this bottom tier 1 tower. Whether or not he can take it, we'll have to wait and see. Ice in the neighborhood means it's quite likely they can get this tier 1.
Very hard for EG to stop this sort of play at the moment. There'll be a charge onto Crit as well. Let's see if they're able to go in, how far Crit comes forward. Faceless maintaining their position around it. They'll take the tower. More money into the bank of the Nature's Prophet.
Already level 5 and a bit on Warlock at 8 minutes in. Often you're seeing these Warlocks rely on like that 10-minute tomb, but Faceless done a really good job distributing the farm, the XP. Spirit Breaker's just finding kills for the team. He's the under-leveled one, but that's fine. Like the level 6 timing on Spirit Breaker is nice. It's a nice bit of boost in damage and lockdown, but the early rock synergizes well with the meta.
Black once again though on this bottom lane, and will catch him out. Trying to keep him alive here with the Shadow Word here. It's not enough. EG with the RP and the Horn to get the kill, maybe even more here as Arteezy continues to chase down Nuts. And yeah, with the Crystal Nova slow from Crit coming across the tree line, they'll get it. The charge will be on Tartar into the tower, but the Frostbite holds back XY.
Another Nature's Prophet ultimate with the Fatal Bonds!
Oh my goodness. Ice landing some beautiful bounces here, casting at just the right point so that damage builds up.
That's so much gold. That's a solo kill. He gets filthy rich off of that.
I can't remember the last time I saw a Nature's Wrath just be that impactful at 9 minutes in twice so far, where he's done it, and he's got these big kills.
The 2 points in Fatal Bonds, that was actually insane. He's going to rush a mech for his team, so as much as the greed is there, but ISS is a player that really likes to kind of apply pressure, play super aggressive, and the mech gives him that capability.
For sure, yeah, he's really pulling out the team playing, and in Game 2 and Game 3, you know, Game 1, this team was probably like, mate, don't do that again. No more of that brute stuff. Top lane will be bursted down as Samel jumps forward with the Sonic Wave. Can they get themselves another? Nuts is looking for the Duke in the tree line. Isn't going to make it though. Arteezy cuts through. They should be able to find him. I mean, he's trying his best with his fancy footwork. But with the dagger on him, they'll take him down. EG, again, getting another kill for Arteezy. So even though Arteezy was taken down 2 times, he is consistently getting himself involved in the action. Yeah. A very kind of chaotic game already. 10 minutes in, 7 for 5. A lot of kills going on. Jabs being eyed up by Zai in the mid lane. The EG do have 4 members in the neighborhood.
Coming up, will he drop the Remnant? He does.
The smoke screen down and the tricks of the trade. Have they got enough damage to bring him out? They do. With the Frostbite, they'll find it. And they're going to look for another. XY taken down as well as Zai jumps forward with the Blink Strike.
Great bait from Zai. Nature's Prophet doesn't really want to TP in yet.
Bringing them low. But yeah, the Shrine is ready. EG will be able to get themselves back up.
ballsy blink in from Sumail, just going straight onto a rune, putting your blink on cooldown and relying on the Riki for the smoke support, and it was enough, so G. Get the result they're looking for in key kills, because this early game was not going... They're up on kills, but before I think that double kill at the top room right there, I think things were looking overall a lot better for Faceless, despite losing their Terrorblade a couple of times. Black has resorted to having to jungle farm, but the Nature's Prophet start and the Storm start was definitely a concern, but it does slow down Jabs' progression towards the Bloodstone.
See Zai and Crit across the jungle of Faceless mid lane. Jabs will be joined by Ice for another tier 1 push. We'll see if EG can do anything in response to stop it. Yeah, the courier. Ooh, the Jukes. That Orb of Venom bringing it down to 1 HP. Oh, keeping it alive here. Charge from XY. Looking for Crit. Black's there as well. Crit will hold it back with the Frostbite. They'll pop the Haunt here. Chaotic Offering actually dropped as well by Nuts, as they're really looking to try and go in on this CM. They'll zip forward. Crit gets himself up to the shrine. Do they have the damage to bring him down through the regen? No, because Universe is there with the RP onto 2 in the freezing field. Oh, it's a beautiful bait by Crit. Bringing Faces up to this high ground. Crit, he might even survive, and he does. He walks it off. Oh, they got massively baited there, Faceless. Walking into the easiest RP of Universe's life.
Dire's top tower is under
Questionable plays, perhaps an understatement. Faceless just, I mean, they did get baited, but I feel like it was less credit to Crit for baiting and more credit to Faceless for just diving into a shrine,
into the high ground,
dropping a rock on a Crystal Maiden. That's the most baffling play. That Chaotic Offering was not the timing that Nuts wanted to use it for.
Damn.
That was just a Crystal Maiden, and the Haunt literally spooked them. They were like, oh crap, he's using Haunt, it's a team fight.
Yeah, too spooky for me.
That was just a Haunt illusion with a Crystal Maiden that was fought by the rock, so they didn't even kill the CM. But that's the thing, like, you're dropping the rock in a CM and not even having the damage to kill her off. Like,
Crit's gonna feel pretty good after that.
Yep, that's one of those really big confidence boosters. If you're EG, you're just like, man, sweet, this game's going great now.
Those 4 kills. I mean, Ice, of course, was involved in the action. He got his mech complete, so still this very good timing on the Nature's Prophet. But as we see on the net worth, the 3 heroes beneath him, all on the side of EG, thanks to that last team fight that Faceless just kind of fed them on a silver platter.
And often you see like a big RP and a Haunt used like that, you want to take advantage of the timing, but similarly, Faceless, they've also got these long ulti cooldowns. Metamorph and Rock both use, so the downtime of the ult, like after a big team fight, if both teams use ultimates, it's all you can do is really farm, and for EG, that's fine. They got Spectre going for Radiance. They don't really mind too much, and when their ultis come back up, they're the ones who have the farm advantage, and they're winning these fights.
See what they can do in terms of slowing down RTZ. So at the moment, as you said, looking to close in. Halfway through, nearly towards the Relic. Mid lane, Zai. He's getting some vision here behind the tower with his positioning. Sumail to finish off the tier 1. Faceless are there in the neighborhood, ready to slow him down and stop him. RTZ. You got Universe and Zai with him. They may go for a kill onto Ice. The dagger's out upon him. They'll drop the RP for this one. Make sure that they get the solo kill. And he's pretty big. He's pretty tanky with the mech. And in fact, it's going to be enough. He survives. The turn up from Jabs to try and force them back. XY continues with the charge through onto the Magnus. RTZ will be able to get himself out to safety with the Horn. And it looks like no one ends up going down. But yeah, I mean, that mech, he was just too tanky. 3 of them going in, dropping the RP. I thought they'd have enough damage, but they didn't.
Without even, popping it. He's just all the extra stats and runs away, gets the T. There was actually a Storm smoke gank headed up top. Unfortunately for Faceless, the fight happened when they weren't close enough to back up. Ice. Storm did ball in, but he balled in from so far that he had no real mana to chase further. And the Warlock couldn't get off any of his spells, so it wasn't quite the outcome they hoped for with the smoke not getting any kills, but 0 for 0 trade, and
yeah, it was what the blink reveal as well on the Magnus.
Yes. Tower down. So, I mean, that's the one thing Faces have going for them. They're doing a much better job, and that's the nature of their line, but taking objectives. Between the Nature's Prophet and the Terrorblade, they're constantly getting towers.
This initiation with the charge, though. Here's Smoke Screen to stop it, though. Jab's taken down by the Trick the Train. The freezing field from Crit. Brilliant takes down too.
What a smoke screen. That was beautiful. With the placement there from Zai, stopping the Nether Strike coming out. If that Nether Strike comes out on Queen of Pain, it was very likely a dead Queen of Pain.
Sumail actually you get aggressive on ISO size. He's going to continue the TP though. There's no way for Sumail to stop him. Will get out, still keeping himself at the top. EG keeping their 3 cores close behind the native Prophet.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Again, with Black, he needs space, he needs time to step up the farm. Because at the moment, he's not where they need that Terrorblade to be. Yep. And RTZ, 2.1k, still on the road to that Radiance.
And that's a timing which I think Faceless want to try and beat. Like, they want to at least take a few more towers, take some fights around their key ultis, the Metamorph, the Rock, the Fast Mech. Like, these are not items they're getting to try and play the farm game with directly. Like, yeah, they've got 1 minus on the Nature's Prophet. They're likely going to go for a second on a hero like a Warlock, but they do not want to give EG room to keep farming.
This time, Eyes surrounded. Sprouts up crit with the 3 of them there. 4 of them like that as well as Zai comes in for the kill secure.
These pickups really hurt Faceless because they want to be grouping up and 5-man pushing. That was their success in Game 2. They managed to 5-man down a lot of towers, and feels like they've slipped back into some of their Game 1 weaknesses, which is Ice off alone, trying to split push, trying to do like solo plays and getting caught out. That was where their shortcomings with the Brood game, and it's coming back a bit in Game number 3. I think he's waiting for his team to group up as 4 and push a lane so he can TP in, and while he's waiting and pushing out a lane by himself, EG are just playing faster. Like, they're getting to Ice before the other 4 Faceless members actually get in position to push a lane. I think the other 4 members are trying to get farm on Terrorblade.
And here, yet again, you know, Universe just not holding back with the RPs. He sees a big solo kill potential. He'll drop it. Getting Black, keeping him, you know, a step behind Arteezy. Absolutely the play to make.
I think there's, a lot to be learned from just how he's so proactive in using RP whenever possible. It's such a change from what we saw from like Jabs in Game 1, where it felt like 10, 15, 20 minutes went by and RP wasn't used. Just throw it, kill a core hero, kill a support if you have to, like whatever. Just use that spell when it's up. Especially when you've got a big farming carry to back it up. It's space created for Arteezy, or a kill created. Arteezy comes in with the Haunt, helps get the kill, and very easy setup. Faceless will now try and respond and react there. Grouped up around this mid lane. Black will be the bait / the hero to push it out. They can force this tier 2 tower, and I don't actually know how easily EG can defend without the Haunt and without the RP. This may just be a situation where they have to give up some ground to Faceless if they're not careful.
Sumail coming forward. Be a nice focus for Faceless to go on, but at the same time, respecting the potential backup that he has. Now they'll go in with the charge. Got the control with the Nether Strike as well. Beautiful lockdown. Oh, they didn't get the touch in time. Sumail gets out of it.
Yep.
And now Jabs is in trouble. He's zipped in without any more mana. It looks like he will be fine though, still with the backup. Sumail jumps down, takes the rune out from under his nose, but not killing Sumail there. So close.
Yep. Kind of stacked the charge and the vortex, but I think that's because Jabs felt like the charge wasn't going to land. He could blink before the charge hits if he reacted incredibly fast. It looked like the charge was going to hit, and as a result, losing that little bit of extra stun.
Oh, Sumail, he's got a Sonic Wave. He may play for the solo kill here. He's thinking about it. The heal might be enough to put him off, and it looks like it is. Realizes Nuts is there. Has Chaotic Offering as well, so Sumail not wanting to blink into a potential turnaround.
Now enough time's gone by that RP comes back up. Universe is ready to use it again. Ricky is going to be the hero to try and scout out those RP opportunities, and things continue to go well for EG. They've really had this uncontested phase of the game, and this is before Radiance even comes up. Arteezy's going to have that Radiance momentarily. He's farming incredibly fast. The Magnus is fighting him, giving him the Empower. He's stacking neutral camps as well for him. They're really doing a good job of playing around the fact that Arteezy needs some space to be effective this game, and again we see Zai scouting out.
Oh, able to deward the deward attempt from Nuts, but he's got the second sentry.
Yep.
And this time we'll be able to secure the control around this area.
And Nuts knows there's a ward on top there because there's no other way Ricky has the high ground vision there to sentry, but won't be able to get it right away. And EG are ready to take a fight. They've got Radiance. Yeah, coming out in the courier. Radiance good to go. Likely we'll see 4 heroes group up mid, try and take a fight. Arteezy farm some neutrals and then haunt in. Very difficult for Faceless right now. It's very hard to get off a good Chaotic Offering when Spectre can so easily kill the Warlock. It's going to force you to almost drop a early rock that's going to be too premature. It's just going to be almost wasted if you want to throw it out just to save yourself or to just throw it before you die to a Spectre Haunt.
And of course that charge vortex combo between the Breaker and the Storm isn't going to quite cut it against Sumail anymore. He has the Lincoln Sphere complete, so he's going to be that little extra bit slippery to control of. And
back. Get found. No, they find a spawn.
They'll go for Nuts first, make sure that he doesn't get a chance to get the carry off, and they just do it quick in case he drops it. And they will be able to bring him down very, very swiftly.
If he dropped it there, it would have probably been a big
yeah,
mistake.
There's no one else around. Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
he had the TB there, but that was not a fight they want to take. Cut your losses, hold on to your rock, and try and take a team fight somewhere else, because they've seen the Radiance now. They're probably thinking, oh geez, Arteezy, I thought didn't we tri-lane this guy? And nope, he's got a 20-minute Radiance on his Spectre and continuing to farm at this bottom lane. Crit's got his Midas on Crystal Maiden. He's been able to get away with this, so he'll farm a fast Glimmer Cape, get some utility items now. Midas going to be the pickup for Universe, so the EG recognizing they've definitely securing the late game with these Midas pickups, and there's no additional items. Like Magnus has Blink Uppy. That's what he needs, and nothing else for like at least like the next 10 minutes of this game. So you can easily get away with this Midas.
And it really feels kind of, as you mentioned earlier, that Ice, even with the farm and the lead that he has, and there's obviously very nice kills that he got early on, it's slowed down what he's been able to do at this point. He got the mech, not really been in a situation or a team fight to use it. He's looking for the Bloodthorn. It's got 4K on his way towards it. But the pace has really slowed down for Faceless, and as you mentioned, it just feels like that favors this Radiant Spectre.
Yeah, even though Black has died a lot more in the Terrorblade, I feel like Nature's Prophet's deaths have been more costly.
The smoke screen is just a disastrous setup for this Storm Spirit, ripping Jabs to pieces and ready to look for more. Crit will be caught out by the reflection. Black looking to bring down Arteezy with the Golem chomping into him as well, but Universe comes through with the RP. EG once again getting a fourth, maybe getting a fifth, and they do. The Sonic Wave comes through, no chance for a Sunder.
Got blocked. The Lincolns pick up. Queen of Pain. Not afraid of no Sunder, and a full team wipe. Not a single kill.
I mean, this series so far, it's been kind of back and forth, but this game now, 23 minutes in, it's looking very hard for Faceless very early on.
Yeah, they've missed some of their timings, haven't been able to really play around the meta plus Chaotic Offering push, and I think a lot of credit this game goes to Zai finding so many key kills. His smoke screen usage has been fantastic. He's been a big reason that they've been able to secure kills on heroes like Terrorblade.
It just destroys. I mean, the Storm. Yeah, it just destroys Jabs. He's got no answer for it at all. And it's not like he's a hero that's going to be building anything that's going to give him an answer to the smoke screen.
Some 4-staff Storm Spirit action going. Probably not the build.
I guess you're getting your team to just build yourself something like that, but no one in a position to do so. So Jabs is. Unless they've got to have vision of the Zai. Yeah, they've got to get Zai out the fights before they go for them.
That's when you know things. Your drop's in a weird place if your Spirit Breaker has queued up a 4-staff in his quick buy area. Not a hero you'd ever really expect to buy this item, but hey, you need a 4-staff somewhere.
Yeah. You've got to save whoever gets smoke screen.
Perhaps Nature's Prophet could have gone for it, but I think Ice is like, I'm known here with farm. I need carry items, and there's Orchid. He's gonna some DPS this game. See how that works for him, but that's really a big problem right now. Is lack of damage, and still got like, I mean, if you fight with meta and get like a good rock off, things could go Faceless' way. I mean, they're definitely close to a couple of key kills there, but EG just have such a big team fight. RP, Haunt, Sonic Wave is just brutal right now, and it's hard to really talk about Metamorphosis as a big team fight spell when Black has limited items to back it up. Storm Spirit has a Bloodstone, which is nice, but got massive follow-up potential out of that, outside of that, so tough game for Faceless now.
And the fights that they have to find these fights if they want to hope to catch up with the Spectre. We're closing that gap between the Terrorblade and the Spectre now at this stage. When Arteezy pretty much has the Manta done as well, it's going to be incredibly hard unless they can find these team fights with a good Chaotic Offering. But we look at what we've seen so far, and you look at the tools that EG have, they just have more in terms of AoE team fight. The Freezing Field, Sonic Wave, RP, Faceless, they are going to go for a smoke. Jabs looking for the initiation straight in onto Universe, making sure it's hard for him to get off a good RP. Still gets it off, and that's going to be enough to kill The Storm Spirit, double kill for Sumail as he comes through with the Sonic Wave. Crit will fall in return. Black doing quite a lot with the Metamorphosis.
He's a good
Is it
Sunder.
going to be enough? Falling low, but he doesn't get it off in time. He's down. Sumail survives with the triple kill. Arteezy's still alive. Sumail just cleaning up the backlines, picks up an Ultra. He'll pick up a tier 1 to boot as well. Sumail just starting across them all. Ice comes in with jabs. They're looking for Sumail. It's a huge kill if they can get it, but they can't. He blinks out jabs. Still trying to zip and find it. Sumail, will he go down? He finally does. It's a big kill to find.
That's a dieback though, OD Pixel.
Yeah,
that
and
was...
jabs is probably going to go down as well as Arteezy and Zai chase him down. A Storm gone as well.
That's 7 deaths on Faceless, including buyback money from Ice's Nature's Problem. That's...
is under attack.
It's tough. I mean, they
not a
killed
good
Sumail, but as you said, it takes quite a bit to kill that man when he's having a good game, and he's having a good game, he's having a good series. Sumail has been incredibly stable in this series.
Yep.
And his Queen of Pain performance is no outlier. 13-3-8.
Went all in on the Magnus there, and they killed the Magnus before the RP. Great. Not sure if Storm...
No, he's still got the RP off.
Yeah, he's still got
but
it's like yeah. I don't know if there was a smoke on the Storm there, couldn't quite tell, but... Or if he just didn't get the ball... Like, ideally, he's trying to ball lightning dodge the RP. If you constantly ball lightning when you're on top of him, he can't really RP because you can dodge it, but... Universe wins that battle there, and Jabs goes down, and... I mean, that was the dream time to fight for Faceless. You know, you've got this 12 Bloodstone charge Storm. He's going to have a very short respawn. You're happy for him to ball in, fully commit, die, and then come back and ideally Storm, like, you kind of know the Storm's going to die there. He's putting himself in such a deep position against, like, Spectre, Quap, Smokescreen from a Ricky, Frostbite, but you're hoping that he can set up the TB and the Nature's Prophet to do a lot, and then when he respawns, he wins you the fight, but they couldn't get kills elsewhere. Terrorblade doesn't, again, 2 fights in a row, couldn't get off a good Sunder. It's so key for Black because there's so much AoE damage. He's always getting low in these fights. He has to get Sunder off to stay alive. But all these heroes are Queen of Pain, has a Linken's. They're pretty good at kiting. Magnus has Blink and Full Staff. Ricky goes Invis. Spectre can be pretty elusive. It's not easy to find a Sunder target.
They are too easy. More than halfway towards Diffusal Blade as well. And, oh, Ricky, Zai, pretty much has his done. It's the recipe to go. It's looking very sketchy for Faceless now, 27 minutes in. Sometimes, you know, the kills don't really tell the story, but this game, it certainly feels like they do. 31-7, and the lead in terms of goals certainly apparent as well. Zai will be gone on. Quick tricks of the trade. He'll survive, and in fact, Jabs could be in trouble. The counting offering will be there to hold them back. Jabs zips back in. Again, the smoke screen still there. Has to be careful. The wall coming through. Universe in the midst of it all. The RP lands onto 3, getting Faceless caught down. And now, as 2 are out, XY will charge back in. He's looking for Zai, will get the Ricky kill, but Universe again turns around with the shockwave, picks a 3rd. Arteezy's there to clean up a 4th. And once again, Faceless are just having to throw a full team, just getting 1 kill. This time it's not even Sumail, it's only poor old little Zai.
EG just have gotten this lead that they're not afraid to play aggressive around. They aren't scared of the rock. They recognize that Faceless have a formidable team fight, but they've just got such a big item advantage. Sumail's at this point where he's incredibly tanky. He's over 2k HP. He's got that level 20 HP talent. He went plus 10 strength as well at level 10. He gets a lot of bonus survivability through his talents, not to mention his item build. Linken's Veil, he gets extra armor, extra HP, spell block. He is such a great frontliner to have, and as a result, it's very difficult for Faceless to actually win these team fights, despite having Warlock, TB. I mean, that's really it. At this point, that team fight looks lackluster. If there's a Haunt up, there's no way you win those team fights. Man to Diffusal for Arteezy. This guy is, yeah, he's way too farm now.
And this is really a point as well where the game becomes very hard, not just for the team, but specifically like XY Spirit Break. I mean, what do you do in these situations? I mean, we did see him obviously guarantee the kill at the end on Zai,
yeah.
But every move he's going to make is going to feel very suicidal jumping into this lineup of EG.
He's going to try and, yeah, dive onto the Disablers. Someone like a Ricky, if you can stop a smoke coming out into your Storm, stop a Frostbite, stop an RP. That's kind of his goal, is just be disruptive. Try and stun as many heroes as possible with the charge through, because that's what's going to be able to set up Black to do as much damage as possible with Metamorph.
Zai's being charged. Jabs and Ice there, quick to find the kill.
Fair.
At the same time in the mid lane though, it looks like Black's being jumped. Universe in with the RP. Black no chance to play his way out of that one with the silence coming in as well from Sumail. And down for 50 seconds. They don't have the TB. One of the forces that they need is not even a very strong one at this stage. Bottom lane, EG ready to try and move across for more kill after kill as XY losing his life. So 37-9, 30 minutes in, is looking to be quite the beatdown here in this final game 3.
He's showing up here. He's Queen of Pain. Always been one of his kind of signature heroes, and not exactly a hero you see much in competitive at the moment, but if there's anyone who can make it work, it is Sumail, and the whole EG team have really, they're looking like the tier 1 team that I think people expected them to be at this tournament. They're often a team talked about, oh, they're slow to start, they have bad day ones, they have bad group stages. Well, this is much more like it.
It did take them a couple of series to get through, but they're back there now.
Game 3 of their second series of the day, but you know, they're there, and it's always like an adjustment period. You don't know what the metagame's going to be. You have some strats in mind that you think are going to work, but in practice they may not be as strong as you think they are until you're playing tournament play, and you're versing opponents who you don't quite know what they're going to do. Like TNC was a very dangerous round 1 opponent. Faceless, another kind of volatile SEA team who have some very high ups and some low lows, but we've seen that in this series, and EG, though, proving through a lot of their experience to be the better team right now.
Looking for the smoke play onto Sumail.
Tough
Can
kill.
they get him? He's already blinking away.
Can't initiate, like, you can't charge him, can't nether strike, can't orchid him. This Lincoln's block is just very pesky.
Jabs does have a BKB now, so there is that answer to the smoke cloud. Not the optimal item for a Storm Spirit, but definitely something that he's just been forced to build this game. And they're actually going to find Universe. Universe quick with the force, tries to go for the skew out. In response, the horn comes through. Universe, oh, he gets the RP. They just walked into it. The Sonic Wave as well. Jab's falling low. He's still trying to move across to finish off Universe, but they've lost 2. They're going to lose Black as well. 3 down on Faceless. And Universe, he survives. He gets out. They turn, they kill Jabs. It's a 4th down. And yet again, this is just a public beatdown for Faceless that they are receiving. 41-9. Yet another team fight absolutely lost.
Down to just 3 Bloodstone charges. It's hard, but you've got to be able to at least ball lightning that RP sometimes, and that's like 2, 3 in a row that the ball lightning dodge hasn't been there with, and Universe is just like, oh, you jumped me, I'm just going to throw my RP and hope it hits the Storm, and time again it's hitting the Storm Spirit. G will take a... feels like a fairly fast rack. We're still 33 minutes in, but boy, yeah, EG are just dominating right now.
Radiant's middle barracks is formed.
You know it's potentially over when the Ricky says I'm building an axe.
Radiant's top tower is under
Zai feeling that it doesn't really matter what he builds. I mean, I guess it's still kind of cool. You jump in our toy haunts around. It gives you a free taxi ride. The jump in though from Jabs. Looking to fight. They'll get the bash onto the CM. Glimmer Cape top. XY looks for Nether Strike. Universe jumps forward. Has the skewer onto the Storm, and Jabs is down for 60 seconds. XY's out as well. Again, 4-5. This time the full team white. And they'll tap out. It's enough. FL, they can't take any more of this as EG, with the beatdown that I think EG fans will have been waiting to see from them. They finally got it here in this final game of the day, and they'll take the series 2-1, of course, thanks to it.
Yeah, that's a reassuring win, I think, for the EG fans out there who looked at EG as probably one of the top contenders here in Kiev and probably felt like, oh, it's slow start, are they going to bounce back? Well, yeah, this is absolute stomp from EG. They from the get-go, they had a I mean, they didn't like stomp the lane stage or anything. Like Spectre was playing the off lane, was getting decent farm, but I think more